remember that if you heat glass and then cool it quickly, there builds up stress, remember? So you girls can imagine just how much stress is in my fish right now. So by the time we're done this fish, we're gonna have to put it through that slow cooling process that we talked about, do you remember? Now a slow cooling process is known as annealing. And when we do that, we eliminate all the stress in our fish so that he can look pretty on somebody's counter someday. Now when we anneal glass, everyone, we actually hold it at about a temperature of around 900 degrees. We put it through a slow electronical cooled annealing process in this oven that I have underneath the bench. That allows time for all the elements in the glass to contract at the same time so that the glass doesn't succumb to thermal shock and break. Now, if I was to leave him out on the counter after finishing him, he would fall apart in about 30 minutes. And we don't want that. Okay, so the fish is almost done. We're going to transfer him so that we can work the front end of him. It's a few short steps before we have a finished goldfish. And you guys are really hanging in there for me for the remainder of this demonstration. I appreciate the company. Normally it's pretty quiet around here this time of day, so it's good to have somebody to talk to. Okay, so ancient glass technique. That's an ancient Phoenician secret right there. So the front half of this fish is pretty cool. I haven't worked him in a while. But if I was to force him right into the hot part of the flame, that's a pretty good chance that he could break up and fall apart. So I'm just going to start by warming him a little bit. And just when I think he's warm enough, then I'm going to pull him into the hot spot. Heating glass or cooling glass too quickly, again, shocks the glass. Now, if you guys were here at the beginning of the demonstration, you might remember me saying something about how we're always turning the glass to offset gravity. And I also said that gravity is not always the bad guy. We sometimes use gravity as a tool to shape the glass. And in just a second, you guys are going to see me do that again. So the front part of this fish, we're going to use gravity. Now, glass has this amazing ability. As long as it's heated evenly, and as long as it's rotated evenly on an axis of itself, it will ball up into a perfect sphere. And we're actually going to use that right now to shape the front of this fish's head. And we use that all the time as an invisible tool to shape up anything we need round, like hands or feet or eyes or fish lips. Ancient fish lipping making technique. Ta-da! Fish lips. Okay, so I think we can give him some colored eyes, everyone. What do you say? I'm going to jump down to a smaller flame. You guys can actually see how small I can get this flame. You can get it down to under the width of a pencil. That allows me to work smaller and smaller and smaller details, which kind of makes flame working a little bit unlike traditional glass blowing. Now that's not to say that they can't get small details, because they can certainly get a lot of detail. They just can simply not work as small as I can. And it's that ability to get my heat source so small that allows me to do things like little fishy eyeballs. Okay, so one more fish eye. Oh, he looks beautiful. A little bit more on this one. And I'm pretty happy with how that looks. So we're going to heat the fish up, balance out all the heat. Make it the right flame here. So I'm going to use this odd looking flame, which is sort of a middle temperature flame. And that's going to allow me to flame anneal the glass, balance out all the temperature all the way around the piece. I'm using mostly gas on this flame. That's why it looks a little yellow as opposed to that bright blue flame, which is a mixture of that natural gas and oxygen. All right, so now that all that temperature in him is balanced out, we're going to switch back down to a regular flame. We're going to heat the tool that we're going to hold that glass object with. Because remember, every time we touch glass with a cold tool, it'll suck the heat out. Heat the tool, grab the fish, remove that temporary seal, that cold seal. We're gonna turn the flame up a little bit here. I'm gonna hurry this process up. You guys all want to go to dinner, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And voila. Ladies and gentlemen, my goldfish. So I really appreciate you guys staying and watching. I'm going to clean up a little bit and I'm going to step out of the booth. If you have any questions, feel free to come up and ask me. And if not, then thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Well, I got the puppy one.
Okay, you guys want to come up here out of the way?
That was cool.
Thanks. I'm glad you liked it.
You didn't know you had groupies.
What's that?
You didn't know you had groupies.
Oh yeah, really?
Max, look out, man.